Hey, it's Soul with another video, and today I wanted to talk about the trading post, the new feature that's going to be coming at some point in the near future for World of Warcraft Dragonflight. And I wanted to take some time, now that we kind of let the announcement settle in a little bit. I'm not reading from a blog this time, but I wanted to take some time to, excuse me, to analyze and, just take a look at these screenshots, as well as some of the statements that have come from this announcement, and start some discussion, start some predictions, conversations, how this might go. Are we gonna hate it? Is this the battle pass? Of course, if you don't mind, hit the like button, subscribe for more content, yada yada yada. And well, for those who aren't really familiar with what the trading post is, I'll try to give a really quick TLDR, but I recommend just looking at the separate blog post. I'm going to have a link to that in the description below. So the trading post is going to be a thing where we show up, we log into the game, and we're going to get this certain account-wide currency. It's called Tender. We get a certain number of it, and then throughout the month, we're going to see a rotation of items, like you see right here, and we're able to buy some of these items using this Tender. Now, it's not just showing up that gives you some of this Tender. There's also completing this thing here, this Traveler's Log, which gets us a certain amount. Now, they gave us values. Don't trust the values for now. They had said that you get 500 for just coming in and showing up for the month, and then you get another 500 as you complete various activities. And we see a couple of example activities here, just random stuff based on a certain theme. It's February in this case, caring and sharing. That kind of gives you an idea of when this patch is going to come out, by the way. But you can see here there's this 0 out of 1,000 that you get. We were told that you get 500 of this Tender, which already knocks that out. And you can kind of see here that these thresholds here give us 100, 100, 100, 100, and then 100 again. And I don't know what that thing is at the very end, but whatever. So from the looks of it, as you complete these activities, and these have a value of 50 right now, when you complete one of these activities, cool, you just get credit, okay? But when you complete another one of these activities, then you meet this 100 threshold, excuse me, and then 100 of this Tender will be deposited into this account-wide balance sort of thing. Now, I totally predict that this is not going to be something that is separate for alts. We're not able to build up a huge alt army and otherwise get tons and tons of this Tender and just clear out everything that's purchasable. Oh, right here. It's one of those cases where, hey, Blizz, we want account-wide progress. And Blizzard's like, okay, cool, we'll give you this account-wide shared progress, but it's not going to be repeatable. We're not able to, again, raise some alt army to just clear this out every time. And that would cause, I guess what I would say would be some negative player behavior too. I'd hate to see something where, okay, it's the new month and then the tryhards are just going to slam this thing and then knock it out. Where's the content? Leave those sorts of comments, while other folks are like, oh man, I got a race, otherwise I'm gonna fall behind, and other such things. Now, something that I didn't mention from the from when I was first talking about this is this box here, dragon item here to freeze it and prevent it from expiring. So we can have a scenario here, and this is probably what's likely going to happen, is that we might see something like, ooh, I want this celestial steed. I'm going to drag it down here because I know that there are things here on this list that I also want. So I'm going to take this big ticket item, drag it into here, lock it, and then I'll make whatever purchases that I feel like making over the course of this month. And then that way, when the next month rolls over, then I'll be able to take whatever new points I get, from out of this 1,000, and then get this celestial steed. That, I think, is the, kind of the intended, the intended behavior here. They did say that we're going to see like new items as well as things that have been rotating in and out of the in-game shop. Now, the celestial steed that you see right here, that's obviously like a, evidence of what they're intending here. The Sphere of the Fire Lord is what's being selected in this screenshot, and that's what's being displayed here. Now, this is a unique flail, a one-handed flail that may or may not be usable for anyone who can use mace type weapons, but it could be just a pure cosmetic thing that anyone can just hold on to anyway. But I'm just going to pretend that it's probably going to be something that fits for the mace slot. It's followed by a bunch of not very familiar things. These don't look very familiar to me. I don't know what Gerlach is. I don't know what this ensemble here is, or what this other ensemble is right down there. But it looks like, if we take a look at the point spread, this is what we would probably expect. We're going to expect, a shot mount towards the very top. That's going to be considered the high ticket item. I mean, this is purchasable for like $25 right now before sales. And then there's new stuff, the Fury of the Firelord stuff, and any of these things that, may or may have a certain sort of value. What I'd love to see as well are ensembles of existing things that are recolors. Now, I don't want to take away the effort that people put into earning like those original things, but if there's like recolors that we can get easily through this method as well, hey, all the better. Given the nature of how this thing works, it's going to be, items and selections on a monthly rotation. These lists are more than likely curated well in advance. Obviously, if there's going to be new things as well, they're going to be put into a patch and probably encrypted up to the point where it's going to be released out here into the wild. And before that, the WoW team is just putting everything together, and they already know exactly what's going to come out. I predict, and I'm not predicting, I'm hoping for this one. I'm hoping that there won't be any items here that will cost more than what you would be able to get over the course of a month. So, like I said, you can get up to 1,000 of this tender through both logging in and completing all these activities, but we're never, ever, this is my prediction, we're never going to see something that costs more than like 1,000, more than the upper limit. The way I'm thinking it, I don't think it would be good design. I don't think it's their intention to have a scenario where, I log in, I see the spread, I have only like 1,000, I have 0 tender, and I see an item that I just can't get yet. I don't think that they want a scenario where I'm doing all this traveler's log stuff, I'm logging in, doing everything, and I get nothing for that month, right? But I think it's totally cool if we're like, okay, I want to, like I said earlier, if I want to take this, this high ticket item, I want to freeze it, I want to buy a bunch of stuff, and then I'll save it for like the next, save for the next thing. I think that's fine. I really don't think that they want to have a kind of situation where I'm doing all this stuff, but then effectively I'm waiting for the next month because I see something now. Also, what I think that we won't see on the trading post is anything that we currently see on the black market auction house, unless they plan on phasing out the black market auction house. That could very much be a thing, but I doubt that's gonna happen, which means that we're probably not going to see the Brutosaur, unfortunately. I guess people have been arguing, hey, we've seen the Feldrake being given away on as a Twitch drop. China was giving away the Spectral Tiger mount. They should do stuff like that here on the trading post and put the Brutosaur up, but I don't think that's what they're going to try. I really don't think that's what they're going to do, because I think the difference is that things like the Feldrake, the Spectral Tiger mount, those are not things that Blizzard decided had value. It was us. It was our demand and the FOMO and whatever. That's what decided to have the Feldrake and the Spectral Tiger mount and other similar things have, crazy values to them. However, the WoW team, when they put out the Brutosaur, they put a literal value on it. They put a $5 million tag on it. And as far as I've seen, the very few times that it's been on the auction, on the black market auction house, it's been sold at gold cap. So I don't think that the WoW team wants to send that message that, hey, cool, you can get this really expensive mount, or you can wait a while and do nothing, not do nothing, but you can just wait a while and then get it through this trading post. Because what that would do, that would disrupt our trust in the value of things that come from NPCs. It's like, okay, maybe I'm just not going to bother when the next Mad Merchant item comes out, or the next 500,000 gold mount or pet or whatever comes out. Nah, I'm just gonna wait for that because it might show up there. So I think it would be very important for Blizzard to clarify what things will and will not show up. I'm just making predictions here. Personally, I'm okay if they want to put up the Brutosaur. It's I have my story. You can't take that away from me. And if they do decide that that's the direction that they want to go, cool. I think to be a bit more fair, like, it would be cool if they just had a Brutosaur at all. Like if there was like a brown one that would show up and it maybe didn't have that auction house functionality, it's just a cool giant dinosaur that we could have going, that we could, you know, roam around with, that'd be cool. And by that vein, I would be cool with seeing different recolors of, you know, existing Keystone Master or Gladiator mounts, to see those show up. However, again, going back to, you know, like the whole notion of value and FOMO and all that, I don't think that they should have the exact same Gladiator mount or the exact same KSM mount or even like the exact same Mage Tower appearance. I do buy into, hey, look, give me recolors, give us something that makes it a little bit more unique, that still gives it value to anyone who happens to see it here. But carbon copies of stuff that has come and gone, that I don't think is a good idea. I think that causes unnecessary toe stepping and part of people who had put in like that sort of work. And to clarify, I guess when it comes to things like the Mage Tower, Gladiator appearances, those are things that people had to, you know, put in like a certain amount of skill in order to get. And I don't think that those players would really appreciate it if that skill was like straight trivialized by a system like this that just, you know, that asked for, you know, far easier things to do than what they had done before. But again, recolors, sure, you know, fair game. Like what I'd like to see personally, I would like to see the different kinds of Gladiator tabards that have come out. Not a lot of folks have paid attention to what those tabards look like. I'm not going to show you here on screen, but I think they look cool. I think that they provide more variety. Most importantly, they have like a full texture, unlike, you know, having the weird gap or the belt thing over it. Like that looks kind of janky. You know, so having things like that for players who otherwise don't get access to that stuff via just recolor, I think that's cool. And that's kind of it. Like I said, I just wanted to mostly open up more discussions, talk about predictions, talk about some fun stuff, and of course things that we'd like to see. And that's going to be it. So I hope you enjoyed this little discussion. Like the video, subscribe for more, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this or anything else. I'll see you guys for the next thing. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay breezy.